What's good? It's Jordan. Today I'll be talking to you about the illusion of being self-made. See, in this life, we have to understand that whatever we may see in society through media platforms and publications isn't often the reality and isn't often the truth. Many times people in society want you to feel like they may have been quote unquote self-made, but we have to understand that everybody who has reached the top in this life, who has been successful, was not self-made. Everybody had help. Everybody had guidance. Even if it may not have been when they are younger, starting their career path or their journey, when others saw that they were able to be marketable, if others people saw that they were able to actually provide value and, they were able to actually be profitable, they were invested in. We have to understand the realities of this life, and nobody was self-made. There may have been some people that may have came from backgrounds and family dynamics where their family did not have resources, and they may have struggled to get where they're at. But the reality of the situation is, when they reached that pinnacle, that they were able to show other people who were in positions of power, who had resources, that they were valuable, they were invested in. There was also other family dynamics where the family had things in place for the child, whether it be networking, whether it be social groups, whether it be resources and finances, where the child was able to actually continue that legacy that the parent may have built, which made that child in society easier for them to actually navigate the society that they were placed in. Either way, one background may have came from a rough upbringing and the other one may have came from a more well-rounded, better upbringing. But the fact of the matter is, nobody is self-made. In order to reach a dynamic in this life where you're quote unquote successful, others have to be involved. There are people who support you on a day-to-day basis, and they take the time out of their day to support you. They take the time out of their day to actually help you. They take the time out of the day to actually push you forward. You may not know these people, but they're there. Someone who actually recommends you to somebody else, takes the time out of their day to do that and support you and actually place you forward, is someone who cares about you, is someone who wants to see you do well, is someone who wants you to move on and move forward and move ahead. So I say, when people take the time out of their day to help someone else, and that person acts as if they're self-made, it is a lie. Even myself, even with me being on social media platforms and publications, people may share my content, people may like my content, people may actually, spread my content word to mouth to other people. And that is a form of support, whether it be negative comments, or it be positive comments. People are still taking the time out of their day to actually, engage and be involved with what's going on. And this is why I say that I can never say that I am quote unquote self-made, because in order for you to build anything that is substantial, people will be involved. They may not be involved where they actually may provide you resources. They may invest in you, but they may be involved on the support aspect. People may not have had the resources to invest in themselves monetary, so they had to have ghost investors who invested in their product. And when they had those investors who invested in them, their business that they built was able to be successful and profitable and marketable. And those people were able to become quote unquote successful because somebody invested in them. And we have to understand this, that In every aspect of life, unity is important. If you want to build anything, unity is important. Trying to do it on your own will not get you far, but just unifying with other people and people who are like-minded like you are able to build things that are unimaginable. And we have to understand this and be real with ourselves. Because if we walk this earth and we walk this world with a egotistical mind frame, then we will not get far. And to be honest, it's best that we be real with ourselves. Because constantly, time and time again, I saw in this life where in society, many people want to act like they're self-made, but in reality, in order for you actually to get far in this life, you have to be unified. People have to take the time to actually want to invest in you, and not only just monetarily, but just actually taking the time to listen to what you are saying, take the time to actually look at what you're doing, what you're creating, and actually take the time to actually look at you as an individual and say that they want to support you. Be real and be real with our dealings, because I feel like nobody is self-made, and essentially somebody who acts as if they're self-made is essentially saying that the people that are in their personal life, or the people that are in their social groups and social circles, or the people that support them are not important, and they did it all on their own and did it all by themselves. But in reality, that is not the case in point. So I think it's best that moving forward, that everyone, including myself, is more aware of the people around and more aware of what actual strong, solid social group and a strong, solid support base actually helps with personal interests, businesses, and things that can actually place us in a different level, in a different category within this world and society. Just building with people who actually care about what you're doing, who actually care about you, who actually take the time out of their day to actually invest in what you're doing is important. And it's best that I say thank you to all the people who took the time out of their day to invest in me, listen to me, hear what I'm saying, and actually take the time to actually support what I'm doing. Everything counts, and it's best that we be grateful for everything in this life, because people don't have to do it, but people take the time out of their day to do it. So I am thankful for that. I'm thankful for everything that was provided to me, from the Most High and from people who took the time out of their day to actually support me and share what I provide and bring to the table. So I want to read these scriptures to you, and I hope that these scriptures help you in your own daily personal life. Proverbs 11:2. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. Proverbs 16:5. Everyone who is arrogant in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Be assured he will not go unpunished. See, in this life, we have to understand that people are watching us. People are watching us and seeing what we say, what we do, how we act, and what we bring in this life as a form of value today. If we act arrogant, boastful, and prideful, the people that were once around in our life who care for us will remove themselves, because people can see when we are egotistical, even if we may not see when we are egotistical, when we're boastful, prideful, and arrogant. And if we continue that direction and we continue that way, we will destroy ourselves, we will destroy our businesses, we will destroy our personal relationships, especially with the Most High, with other people, and essentially we will destroy ourselves. So it's best that we be real. It's best that we understand that unifying and working with other people is important, because nothing is built in this life on one person. Everything was built in this life through groups of people who had the same vision, who who have the same mindsets, who care about one another and care about the actual greater good of that vision superseding everything. I want to thank you for watching today, and know that in this life, your life is important, somebody else's life is important, and everyone in this life has the ability to walk in strength according to the Most High, walk in faith according to the Most High, and knowing and understanding the protection that we receive in this life, in this modern society today. Peace.